What is up, Star Wars fans? Welcome back to another episode of TOL, your number one stop for all things related to a galaxy far, far away. My name is Tyler, and with me, as always, is my brother in the Force, Spencer. How are we doing today, Spence?
Doing good, brother. How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing less good simply because I had the realization we have 2 episodes left of Maul, and knowing how these animated shows go, it's going to be a minute before we see season 2.
2 years, minimal.
Yeah, yeah, and those familiar with my gripes and attitude toward these shows uh already know this, but that feeling of hey, what are we doing? It started to creep back in today when I was watching the episodes. Um of I had that realization that we're only 2 episodes away from this finale, and then we're probably 2 years away from season 2. And it's just it got me thinking about, not that I'm saying, hey, we need 23 episodes per season, but it just makes it harder to not to enjoy, but it makes it harder to wait when you have something like 10 episodes and then 2 years and then 5 weeks and then 2 years. It's not just a little bit of a bummer because the show is good, and and it will be great season 2 however season 1 ends, but it is a bit of a bummer.
We got 2 Star Wars video games coming out. We've got the Mandalorian and Grogu movie. We've got Jedi Starfighter next year. We've got Ahsoka season 2. We're gonna be fine. We're gonna be.
No,
we're gonna be
we'll
just
be
fine.
fine. We'll be fine.
I actually saw something interesting today regarding Ahsoka and the Mando movie because they both take place around the same time. And I believe it was Favreau said that Mandalorian and Grogu is definitely aimed towards the broader Star Wars audience. Like anybody's gonna be able to watch it, and Ahsoka is gonna be. It's gonna give the fix of the deeper lore and the stuff for the more hardcore fans. Yeah, I thought that was interesting. Yeah, no, it sucks. It's gonna suck. It's gonna be probably a couple years before we see Maul again. Without a doubt, it's probably gonna leave us on a cliffhanger, which never showed who was in the hologram from previous episodes. So
not yet. Well, at first, I thought it was. Vader? No, I think it's Palpatine. I think Palpatine's yeah. At first in episode 7, right? The for lack of a better term, bird mask guy, Inquisitor, shows up. And so for approximately 5 seconds, I was like, oh, that's a letdown. That's not who I thought Marok was talking to. But then it kind of started to click in my head, no, this wasn't who he was talking to. Whoever he was talking to sent this guy to help because it's Maul. And the reason why that, not to jump ahead, but to jump ahead, the reason why it's Palpatine line of thinking is how heavy they were laying on the Palpatine I guess, flavoring with Maul at the end of episode 8, where he's running back the memories in his head of being, taken by Palpatine and trained by Palpatine. And then how, very similar to how Maul, after he got chopped in half in Phantom Menace, had to really hold on to and dive into his hatred for Kenobi to stay alive. He's weakened in his current state, fleeing these 2 Inquisitors and having, dare I say it, a crisis of confidence within himself. The only way to push on for him was to focus on his hatred for Palpatine. And it's with all of that, they're not just going to be also Vader. You know what I mean? It's going to be Palpatine. Because to your point, at this in this era, it does seem like, based off of comics and stuff, that Vader is a little busy doing other shit right now to worry about some guy that he actually only saw for 30 seconds in his life, as Anakin, as a child.
Yeah, as a
He
9
never, yeah, he never really had much time around Maul, aside from when,
He didn't in Clone Wars at all?
he might have. I didn't watch a lot of Clone Wars, so like I don't know how much. I mean, even in season 7, like I watched season 7 one time, so I don't know. But so maybe me making that connection is a little outside of my wheelhouse, but nevertheless, it just, all of the Palpatine stuff in these last 2 episodes, or specifically episode 8, very much makes me go, okay, yeah, the ultimate reveal that we're going to see is probably going to be Palpatine.
Yeah. Well, and we got to kind of see him in the flashback, which I thought was kind of cool.
Really, really cool.
But yeah, no. Also, Anakin didn't see Grievous in the Clone Wars because he met him in Revenge of the Sith.
Yo, that's true. That's true. Shorter than I expected.
Yeah. Not to jump ahead, but to jump ahead, Maul fighting those 2 Inquisitors, 6 blades going, dude.
Craziness.
Come on.
Like, yeah.
Peak, bro. That was so good.
Yeah.
That was so good. I don't know how I feel about Devin. It's kind of like a go or get off the pot situation, or it's just like,
yeah. That's kind of like where my only actual like nitpickiness or gripe, if you will, about the show so far comes from, is that it is with her. Not because she's like, uninteresting or a bad character or whatever. She's definitely interesting. She's a cool character. She loves to kick ass. Like, that's her thing, and she loves to like go against her master's will when he's around, but the second he's not around, it's all about getting back to him. Like, it's very wishy-washy, back and forth, teeter-totter, but like it's still interesting because like it just shows like her youth, like when she's with her master, she thinks she knows better, but when she's without his guidance, that's the only thing she knows to guide her, and so that's what she leans on. But the Devin thing for me is mostly like what you said. We're coming, like, not that she's aware of the pacing and spacing of these episodes and their release, but we're coming up on the end of season 1, and we have gotten nothing to the effect, like in terms of her decision making, like what she's going to do. I think you're right about the whole, she's going to see her master die and then just go with Maul because she's going to be without a master, and she's, despite how much she wants to be her own person and independent, she's going to realize, like, I don't know what I'm doing, so I'm just going to go with this guy. But yeah, it's like, it's becoming more and more apparent to me that if there is going to be a master, like there most likely is, but in the event that there is no master and apprentice relationship between these two, like season 2 is like, it almost feels like there has to be a season 3. You know what I mean? Like this show is not
the same.
Yeah. And it is interesting to me, of like you mentioned last episode, that like we still need to see, like, this time period is the time period where Maul is going from he's going from the Shadow Collective to running the Crimson Dawn, and there's a gap there, and it's like cool to be in here because we hopefully will get to see that. I wasn't expecting a Crimson Dawn reference in terms to Maul and his connection to it this
Dryden
early.
Voss wants to meet with you.
Yeah, Dryden Voss. Yeah, but so that's it. So what I took from that, because it was the little guy was on the comm, and he said Dryden Voss requests an audience. My thinking at first was like, oh shit, here we go. But then it was like the way Maul then looked all, contemplating. I was like, wait a minute, would Dryden Voss know that this guy's with Maul right now? I'm wondering if maybe Dryden Voss just wants to talk to this guy because he's been dealing with the Pikes, and Maul is going to piggyback this opportunity, and that's how he's going to get into dealing with and then ultimately taking over the Crimson Dawn.
It could be. I more so got the vibe that he had requested Maul specifically. Just the way that they said it. But yeah, very well could be.
Either way, we're getting it a lot quicker than I thought we would.
Episode 9 starts with them walking off the yacht, like having talked to them.
We don't even get to see it.
That was a waste of time.
Yeah, he like hobbles onto the yacht and then leaves the yacht with brand new legs and a giant chain. It's like, okay, well, he owns the Crimson Dawn now. But I did think that this did a lot for me when it comes to the character Maul, getting to see like him on the verge of giving up, and then making a promise to his younger self in the reflection of the water, which looked so real, by the way.
Yeah.
With like there was a couple flashes in there when he's like next to like the waterfall. I mean, it's not really a waterfall when he had already fallen down. It's all dark and there's rocks and waters like pouring in. There's a couple flashes in there where it looked real. Like everything looked real with the dark lighting and all that. And it just, reinforces my point of y'all could do it. Y'all could make something that looks, hyper realistic or photorealistic, but still be animated. But anyway,
the thing that visually impressed me a lot in these episodes was the speeder chase, and they were doing the Fast and Furious tunnel scene with all the wisps of light going by, and like it literally bounced off of them like people. Like it looked so good.
The music in that scene too, so not like traditional Star Wars, but like so perfect. I was actually bummed out when like they got shot by the troop transport, the clone ship, so soon. I was like, we got some upbeat, like hip hop inspired, like Star Wars music and a car chase scene. Like, this is so fun. And I know like there's going to be plenty of people, not that I'm going to see it, because again, I'm not really diving into the online Star Wars internet community. But I'm sure there's going to be people that are like, that's so not Star Wars and blah, 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 whatever. I don't care, dude. That was really fun.
People are glazing the show, dude. People love it.
Good.
Yeah. It's getting very well received. Everyone seems to be on board, so
good.
They'll probably let it slide.
Yeah, hopefully.
But no, it was a lot of fun. Yeah, the Crimson Dawn cliffhanger is definitely something. But like a show with a lot happening. I mean, I don't really know. Lawson has kind of got. I mean, he's going to give himself up to, because Riley got captured because they were running with Riley. Riley got snatched up, and Lawson's like, I'm going to turn myself in. But like Two Boots actually assisted in getting Riley out. And then because of the commotion he made on his way out, Lawson at the end was prepared to turn himself in. And Two Boots like, well, I'm not really with these people anymore. So deal's off.
Deal's off, actually.
Yeah. Thought that was fun, but that's really it. I mean,
I loved the continuing thread with Two Boots throughout these two episodes of him being confused how people know it's him when he doesn't have his boots on.
Yeah. It's like, how'd you know it was me? He's like, I would know you anywhere, partner.
He's like, yeah, but how did you know it was me? I'm not even wearing my boots. It's like it's like really endearing to the character. I also appreciated like there was a sprinkling of K2SO in terms of his like he has echoes of K2SO throughout the entire show with his like his humor or what we perceive as humor, but especially in that car chase, there was like maybe not even so much with him as much as it was what's his name, Master Docky, yeah, when Devin's driving and Docky's in the passenger seat, and he's like, the whole, like, more or less saying, like, the whole point of escaping is being inconspicuous, and then she repeats the phrase, but with, like, the whole idea of escaping is having the ability to do, it was very K2SO and Cassian-esque to me, which I thought was really fun.
Yeah, for sure. No, there's a lot of K2SO in Two Boots.
Yeah.
Yeah, their relationship's fun. So we got 2 episodes left. Like, what do you see? Like, do you have any predictions or anything that you specifically want to see out
Yeah.
of them?
Yeah, it more or less, it's beginning, like, it not beginning, but it has become fairly clear to me that, like, I was looking at the Lawsons as not main characters, but pseudo main characters.
Later.
um and now it has become a bit more clear to me, or at least it feels more to me like the Lawsons have just been a kind of just like a plot driver for Devin. I don't think we're going to see much of anything of the Lawsons in season 2. I don't think their story really matters to the story of the show as much as it is like, hey, this is just a morality. It's like Maul is the dark side, and the light side isn't even Master Daki, it's the Lawsons. And so she's like faced with that decision type
Yeah,
of
I
deal.
I wouldn't be surprised if this season ended with like Captain Lawson and Riley like linking up with the mom and going to live happily ever after on a
Yeah.
farm somewhere. Like,
Yeah. Or
well,
like,
we're
yeah.
hiding from
Like
the Empire now.
yeah, exactly. And like I think with the finale is like we're probably gonna see Master meet his demise. The Lawsons will either have their, that's all folks moment, or maybe
It's like,
like
with Maul, you're not in good hands. Every time he talks,
yeah,
all I can think
I
about is
mean,
Allstate.
I mean, I wouldn't be mad. I wouldn't be mad if they sprinkled that in somewhere. Like I would probably like default 8 out of 10 no matter what my score was. If it was like 8 out of 10 minimum, if that line gets thrown in there. um no, I don't know, like I think this Crimson Dawn snippet thing is more of a setup for season 2. I don't I guess I could see them like having a cliffhanger again with a Crimson Dawn tease, and like teasing with like showing like the yacht showing up or whatever. But I think it's more along the lines of like you being used as like a timeline setting for the story of being like, hey, he's close to this point in his life, like right when he's about to have like the Shadow Collective is fallen apart. His little band of warriors have basically been cut in half because some of the Mandalorians went into business for themselves and then promptly paid the price for it by getting blown out of the sky
Immediately.
um
Yep.
immediately. uh and like he's kind of like, like, and what I touched on earlier, that whole crisis of confidence aspect, and then refinding his like he's been talking the entire show about how like he wants to get revenge on the Empire, he wants to get revenge on Palpatine, but like kind of to can't remember her last or what her name is now, but the Mandalorian sidekick of his, like his second in command.
Cast.
Yeah, her. She brings up the point in one of these episodes of is this apprentice concept of yours? I think it's blinding you, or like distracting you. Um, I think that she brought that up, and like him finding his hatred for Palpatine again is like putting him back on track. And we saw in the flashbacks, we saw, you know, Palpatine Merc and Savage, and that refueling, his anger, but also being like, look, I had my brother with me, we still couldn't get the job done. I'm definitely going to need at least one other person to get this done. And it's clear that Devin is very, very capable in combat, and she's, you know, already kind of morally in that gray area, going back and forth. So I think you're right about whether the Lawsons get like broken up and Daddy Lawson dies, or they just, mom shows up and saves them and they just, go on the run. One way or another, the Lawsons are not going to be a thing. Most likely, we might get a Riley Lawson cameo sometime in the future, just as a hey, remember me, type of deal, as like a kind of like a contact that they have, like when they're in a pinch or something. Or maybe Sheriff Lawson, whatever his fucking name is.
Captain
Lawson. But I think we see Marok die. I think he gets killed. I think we see him die, and that's gonna set up the whole hey, then he's gonna get revived by the Night Sisters type of deal. It is kind of tough though, because the other Inquisitor that I don't remember if they've said the name of or shown the name of, because I do watch with subtitles. I didn't catch it if they showed it. We know that he dies to Ahsoka in Tales of the Jedi. And so like that is one of the more glaring issues that I do see in terms of these like prequel it's not a prequel, but like these in the middle of the timeline stories, is that like we know these two dudes die later. In particular, like we don't know when Marok actually dies, because we know he gets revived at some point. So he could die in this show. He could die later. But we do know that the dude that has the bird mask or whatever his name is gets killed by Ahsoka. So there is no what you call it, consequence in terms of his character fighting Maul.
What if Maul, he's injured, okay? He's on the run. Where's he gonna go? Right? We know that Crimson Dawn commands his attention. I think we see Maul go to Dathomir, and Merrick can follow him there, and that's where he'll probably meet his demise.
And then they have him. The Night Sisters would have him.
I mean, I don't know who's actually there, but yeah,
whatever.
Theoretically.
Yeah.
Then it's all set up, man. And then also when we see Solo, right? Maul's running Crimson Dawn, but he tells Kira, "You will come meet me on Dathomir." So we know that
he does say that, doesn't he?
So we know that by Solo, he's headquartered on Dathomir.
So he's running things down there. So it's very possible that a spirit version or the actual version of Marok becomes a soldier or apprentice of Maul in some fashion.
Serves as an Inquisitor though in Ahsoka. Like he's doing Inquisitor shit.
Yeah, but he's doing it for whatever her name is with the stick or the spear. I can't remember her name.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
Madam, Mistress, something.
Yeah, that one.
I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah.
Because I have to.
No,
it is some kind of proper title that has an M in it. Hold on, I want to see if I can think. Magistrate? Okay. The Magistrate?
Yeah, she is a magistrate for the Empire, I think. But she's doubling. But she's doubling because she's also a Night Sister. So it is actually a perfect setup. If he's a former Inquisitor who dies and then comes back reincarnated, he can act like he's doing Inquisitor shit, but he's actually not. He's just doing what she wants.
Morgan Elsbeth. So
Elsbeth.
It was M. And
was she not a magistrate?
She was the magistrate, yeah.
Yeah.
But I knew I was
played
like,
by who?
Dude. Diana Lee Inosanto.
Okay. Yep.
Yup.
Yeah.
Just a show full of baddies, dude.
I will say, for those watching, no, as much as I would like it to be, this show is not sponsored by Burger King. They just were kind enough to give me a Mandalorian crown, and so I'm wearing it. And for those of you curious, The Grogu one is sitting behind me on my Mandalorian helmet, given to us by best friend of the pod, Mike Kaminsky. Anyway,
Those are great for the people like me. Tyler popped into the virtual studio that
no,
we're running immediately.
stop.
I saw the dude on the plane, and
No,
everyone knows this. That's
I hadn't seen it until you fucking brought it up and sent it to me.
it caught
So
me off
no,
guard. Is all I'm saying.
not
If you know,
everybody.
you know.
Yeah, no, this is just an advertisement promotional object for Mandalorian and Grogu movie coming out very soon. And it just happened to be where I decided to go for dinner. And the dude was like, "Yo, you like Mandalorian?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Want a crown?" I'm like, "Yeah."
We don't have Burger King here.
He's like, "What about Baby Yoda?" And I didn't correct him because I'm not a complete asshole. And I said, "Yeah." And then he showed me the crown and I'm like, "Can I have both?" And he's like, "Of course." I'm like, "Hell yeah." And then he handed me my drink and goes, "Here's your bevy." And I'm like, "All right.
Gang, gang.
All right. It's not a bevy. It's literally a soda, bro. Come on." Anyway.
I'm not going to be in town for the premiere of Mando. I have to figure that out.
Yeah. So if anybody needed proof that Spencer's not a real fan,
I'm going to be kayaking in like the fucking Everglades or something.
the Everglades aren't going anywhere. They're going to be there.
We're meeting people like coming
I
into
can't
town.
believe that you're passing up on the premiere of Mandalorian just to get eaten by a crocodile.
There isn't. I don't live. My closest movie theater is like an hour away.
And where are the Everglades? How many hours, plural, does it take to get to the Everglades?
Maybe
and
wherever
not by,
I'll be.
Maybe
I'll have a movie theater.
This is my favorite thing to do, by the way.
I don't know just anything here, bro. I don't know.
Make you backpedal on things.
I actually might live closer to the Everglades than a movie theater. It's very
well, if you get on a boat, probably.
No, I'm pretty sure it's just right there. Riveting. I don't know where I live, dude. I know we don't have a Burger King.
It's good. It's good for you. I'm on the wrong trajectory right now, so I need to stop. But it was perfect timing today. Are you really looking up how far away the Everglades are from you?
Yeah.
We will wait.
There is one movie theater between me and the Everglades. The Everglades are 41 miles away.
Nice. Back to important things. So, did you catch? So during that flashback series with Maul in the dust storm, there was a moment when you hear the laser gates opening and Obi-Wan Kenobi yelling no. Did anything about the way Maul said the name Kenobi, like, did you pick up on anything there? Did it make you think or feel anything? I'm not like setting you up for anything. I'm just genuinely curious.
No, I was more so wondering why he yelled Kenobi and then it was a green lightsaber.
There was that. There was that. That definitely. I was like, Pablo.
Otherwise, it just sounded like it was like Kenobi. Like it wasn't like.
No, it was. So I had to go back and literally rewind it to that point like 3 or 4 times. Because at first when he said it and it moved on, I was like, wait, did he? Because at first when I heard him say it and then I saw the green light, I was distracted by the green lightsaber. Which, you know what? Actually, now that I think about it, he would see him with a green lightsaber because he got killed by Obi-Wan Kenobi using Qui-Gon's lightsaber. Or he didn't get killed, he got cut in half by it. Because Maul kicked Kenobi's saber down the shaft. And it was Qui-Gon's lightsaber that was laying there next to Qui-Gon's quivering, withering body that he used the Force to pull, jump, catch, slice. It was the green one. So it does make sense that he would have this like crazy vision of a young Kenobi charging him with a green lightsaber, even though that wasn't the scene. He didn't see him running at him with a green lightsaber. Kenobi did, cut him in half with a green lightsaber. But at first when I heard him say it, I thought it sounded almost like 10 seconds later, my brain trying to remember what I had just heard. At first I was like, did he say, he sounded like he said that as relieved to see a friend. But then when I went back and listened to it, it was fear. the way he said it was very like Kenobi, like terrified, like like surprised and terrified. And I thought that was a very interesting way for Sam Witwer to have played the voice or played that moment, or even been directed to play that moment of like, that's the guy that Maul used to fuel his survival using hatred toward. And in this moment where he would totally make sense of like, he's literally seeing all of the worst things that have happened to him, and he's in a weakened state. Then he thinks he sees the guy that almost killed him the first time. I'd be terrified too. But it's also really interesting because like, he's very much like, he goes head to head with two Inquisitors, you know, like,
Was it that he was
it's
seeing it because he was in a weakened state, or was it him just thinking of those things to harness dark side energy to keep himself going?
so I don't know why he was seeing the things, but I just was like, the emotion that he had in his voice when he said Kenobi's name was very, it was, if you go back and listen to it again,
Yeah, I will.
he's fucking scared. And
Another
I just thought
like,
that was really interesting.
yeah,
So
I'm just thinking about it now. Like that would make more sense as to why all those things were flashing through his head. Also, seeing the scenes of him again in the garbage pit and like how crazy he was when Savage found him, brother.
yeah.
Uh, kind of sad, dude. Like it's kind of
Hmm.
sad.
He was
Um,
like crying.
yeah. I uh I hate AI generated content. I'm on record. I did see what I assumed to be an AI video.
Hmm.
Um, it could have been a fan shot video, but I mean, it was probably AI, and
Oh yeah.
it was Maul like surviving in the garbage pit. I should have even been watching it, but you know, um,
It's hard to not, dude. It's out
whatever. It
there.
was Maul surviving in the garbage pit, and then like he like built legs for himself, and it shows him like pulling these wires like through this metal and getting it harnessed up, and having them kind of suck, and then him seeing a like claw for picking up and moving garbage, and then next thing you see is basically he's got the claw outfitted as legs rather than the ones that he made. Um, Yeah, man. I don't know. Maul's gone through it, dude. Like ever since he was a kid, he was trained under Palpatine under rigorous conditions, and like we
Tortured.
know, yeah, we know
Yeah.
from Legends content at least that like all that dude did was like sit around and think about killing Jedi. All he wanted to do was kill Jedi. And like all he did was train. And he went from that to being cast aside to basically like linking up with his brother, having his brother killed by the dude that cast him aside. Like it's all of these things happen, and it's just like, of course he ended up how he ended up, and being like given everything that he's gone through, like it's kind of surprising that he's not more evil than he is. Like because he's not evil. Maul's very calculated. Um,
It's evil, but
yeah, but
but
like
I see your point. Yeah.
not like a chaotic evil. He's just like a very
He's a lawful evil.
it's like a
Yeah.
fuck the world
Yeah.
evil. Like
Yeah, he's got like a set of he's got a set of standards. He's not he's not walking into, you know, a tavern, a cantina, and just slaughtering everybody in there because it's fun. He could very easily do that
and it is fun.
from a certain point of view. Um but like, yeah, he's very much like, he doesn't do things that he doesn't see to be justified or necessary to his ultimate goal, his greater plan that he has.
The fact that he even let like Riley try to follow with them was kind of like showing of him. Like it was just like,
Yeah, he could have just killed the kid,
yeah,
but it's very telling where he recognizes, hey, this girl, I want her to be my apprentice. I need her to be my apprentice. Her main goal right now is to save this kid's life. If I kill him right here because he's inconvenient to me, she's not going to trust me. You know, you put 1200 volts into these animals, they'll never trust me again. Jurassic World reference. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. I had to let the autism flex a little, you know. Speaking of, there are so many dinosaur games that I'm trying to play. I have one that I haven't played yet that I might boot after this just to see what's up with it. But there's a there's a there's a one where it's like a dinosaur kind of like Jurassic Park, but dinosaurs are like roaming around and they're like bad, they'll kill you type shit. But you can only take pictures of them, and that's your goal, is to try to take pictures of these dinosaurs without getting killed. Looks terrifying. There's another one coming out. I don't know the name of it, but like there's like a Jurassic Park, but it's not called Jurassic Park. It's called Prehistoria, and you have to go around this dinosaur amusement park, and in like a third person like action adventure shooter horror puzzle game, figure out what went wrong. One of the scenes that I saw, this dude's in a hallway with no light except his dim flashlight on his gun. There's blood everywhere. And velociraptors start coming out of the darkness at him. Looks terrifying.
That sounds great.
Yeah. And then there was another one that I can't remember off the top of my head. But anyway, a lot of good content out there for dinosaur lovers.
A few weeks ago, I watched, was it Annihilation, the new one?
Yeah.
The Scarlett Johansson one?
Oh, wait. The Jurassic World. Yeah.
It wasn't good.
That one. No,
I
it
also
wasn't.
watched Dominion afterwards, and it made Dominion better.
Yeah. Yeah. Because Dominion was already kind of like, and then whatever the one with Scarlett Johansson. Like the Scarlett Johansson one wasn't terrible. Definitely wasn't good. Like, there are these like 200-foot tall Brachiosaurus looking things, but like they're hiding in the 4-foot tall grass. You know what I mean? Anyway, yeah. But yeah, that one was definitely worth the watch as a Jurassic World Park fan. Just to have watched it the one time and to not revisit it.
They're fine.
But when they come out with another one, I'm gonna watch it. There's also another game out there called Funnel Runners, and you are storm chasers, and your van breaks down in the middle of this town, and you have to run around the town finding parts to fix your van while a tornado that is increasing in size is bearing down on the town, essentially chasing you around the town. That one I'm looking forward to as well.
That sounds tight.
Yeah, it sounds terrifying. I don't know where I'm gonna have all this. Like, I'm not gonna have enough time to play, because then there's the pod racing game that you were talking about, and there's talks of the third Jedi game coming out sometime in the next whoever knows how long.
Next
I haven't
Monday,
even played the second one.
Yeah, Monday, the day of the finale, is May the 4th. So I bet we get something.
We'll get something. They might not go crazy, but we'll get something.
Yeah. Is there anything left on Maul that you want to touch on?
Oh, let me think. No, I think I hit all my talking points. Yeah, I think I think it's good. I'm a little over the Lawson storyline, so in that regard, I'm glad we're coming to the close of the season. I wish they would say that they had season 2 locked and loaded and be prepared for, fall of 26 or spring of 27, because I, wish that there was more, because it is good. And I'm really enjoying this like in-depth look at specifically Maul.
The fact that they announced it before the season came out, and like from a production standpoint, you think it would make more sense just to make it all at once. While they have all the character models, while they have everything going, like I wouldn't be surprised that I bet it's recorded and it's probably in development right now.
Yeah, I could see that being a thing.
But yeah, rather than talk around in circles, I think we hit all of our points.
Yeah, I think we're good, man.
cool. We're on Instagram at TOL.show, main hub of the show. Everything else you need is below. Anything else you want to touch on?
Not at all.
All right, man. I'm gonna launch us out of here.
We hope you're enjoying this show as much as we are. We hope you stick around for our more breakdowns and for our books. But we love you. We appreciate you. And may the force be with you.